I can only assume that marketing mix modeling must be running on some sort of causal impact modeling in the background, which depends on the strength of the signal of your investment. Is there any sort of a threshold? Like basically, is there a marketing mix modeling for the poor, or you need to cross certain threshold of spend where the signal is strong enough? And kind of a sub-question connected to this question, is there a threat with marketing mix modeling if you run multi-million budgets that in the end only the big one will benefit? Like say, if I have, I don't know, Google TV, Meta, Apple, but at the same time I'm running like a smaller discovery partners. Is there a threat that after the marketing mix modeling results, I will see that I have to reinvest all the value into those, all the investment into those channels into different proportions, but my discovery partners will just, kind of disappear because no strong enough signal is found?
Who wants to tackle that?
I can go with that one because so the first part of the question is we don't know what the threshold is for the minimum amount. You're absolutely right in terms of there has to be some kind of minimum amount of data for the model to be built. But what we do know is that we have our smallest client is in Romania, and they only spend about $50,000 a month in Romania. Romania has about 25 million population, and the model is very robust. It has an accuracy of about 96% in terms of forecasting, so it's very robust. We haven't hit the minimum, so we don't know what that is. We do see it at campaign level, because obviously a client can have hundreds of campaigns on Google, some spending thousands of dollars a day, some spending zero. So we do see it when it's only spending tens of dollars a day at the campaign level. Then a good system should flag it up to say that the error rate is quite high here, or it's a low confidence in this campaign level here. The second part of the question, what was that again?
About the big players and small players.
Yeah. So it's actually the reverse. I think it's going to benefit the smaller players more, because at the moment they're being under-attributed. So and actually with Meta on, I'm not saying this just because you're here. Meta's also under-attributed as well. It's the same as TikTok. I mean, let's guess who's over-attributed. So it's Apple and Google. So we see that all of the time within the data. And that's because a lot of the brands spend on search. But with platforms like SmartX and so on, the data that we're seeing is actually going to benefit the smaller companies. Going to benefit them more.
Thanks for the question.
Actually, there is a... Sorry, I know we're out of time, but very, very quickly, because this question is very good, and actually give me the opportunity to land something that I said before that could sound a bit too theoretical. I mentioned before that MMN is a good opportunity to interact or to integrate other measurement solutions. So back to your question, if you have like different channels happening at the same time and you have like one single channel that's represent the majority of the investment, it could be that the model struggles to understand the contribution of certain channels because all of them happen at the same time. So it gives you an opportunity to run an incrementality test comparing two different strategies. The actual strategy with all media and one strategy which is what you are doing without this media, which is smaller in terms of investment. If you see some differences in terms of contribution, in terms of actual incremental impact, then you have the proof point that this channel that is smaller is actually driving value. So that's a good example of how to integrate things in a meaningful way to have a better understanding of how media performs as a whole. And thank you again for the question.